offense is 0 for the last 2 games, and the results have been predictable. If you don't score, you can't win. The Pirates are due for a breakout performance, and tonight would be a good time for it.
He struck him out! Clear the deck! Cannonball coming! We're coming your way from PNC Park in Pittsburgh, where tonight the Pittsburgh Pirates host the defending National League champion Los Angeles Dodgers. It's the middle game of the 3-game series. The Pirates were blanked by the Dodgers last night, and they have now been shut out 2 straight games, so they're looking to turn things around. Greg Brown, Steve Blass, and Robbie Ince-Mikowski with you. Both clubs are now 30-30, the Dodgers and the Pirates. Dodgers are going the other way. The Pirates have been in a pretty substantial slide, Steve, since around May the 18th.
Yeah, and the figures don't lie, Greg. It has been a miserable time. They're 4-13, and the rest of the statistics aren't much better. But you know, the bottom line of this whole thing, as you said, they're 30-30, so it really doesn't matter how they got here. They've been hot, they've been cold. This is a starting point. You can go forward from here. The past 60 games really aren't a factor at this point.
Well, the Pirates trying to shake things up a little bit. Clint Hurdle has that man for the first time as the cleanup hitter. He does lead the team in RBIs. We're talking about Francisco Cervelli. The Pirates are facing a 21-year-old rookie left-hander, so hopefully Cervelli and the offense gets back on track. But Steve, you often say that when a team is going through a slide, you always look toward your starting pitcher to kind of put a foot down.
Yeah, Trevor Williams, who has done a good job for the Pirates. It's been a stumble recently, that's for sure, but his control has been impeccable. You hope his control is good tonight, but not in the hitting area. So he's got his hands full. This is a very hot Los Angeles Dodgers offense right now. They're on fire. They're playing their best baseball, and they're doing it with their bats.
You see that 2.72 ERA, his first 9 times out, but has struggled over his last 3 starts. So it's Trevor Williams going up against the rookie lefty of the Los Angeles Dodgers as the Pirates try to even this brief 3-game series homestand. Coming up next. Why not? The National League's Rookie of the Month for the month of May. And this kid, I want to play catch with Austin Meadows. Hey, kid, you can't just bring a sign and expect a big leaguer to play catch with you. Wait a second. How about that?
Yeah, you can. I guess you can.
Wow. Is that cool?
He might have a bigger glove than Austin, too.
Nice. Well done. And afterward, after you play catch, bonus, you get a baseball and a high five from his new hero, Austin Meadows, and an autograph to boot. Great job.
That's a great way for both parties to start this evening.
Yep.
Both sides.
Trevor Williams on his way out to the mound to try and get the Pirates back on the winning track. Austin Meadows will do his part. He's in right field as this carousel continues. The outfield, the Meadows has bounced around all three positions. Trevor Williams making his 13th start of the season. This is game number 2 of the season series against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
And when you're not scoring, what do? You out-pitch somebody. So that's his assignment tonight.
Starting lineup for the Dodgers. Under Dave Roberts has Chris Taylor back in there leading off. Taylor was 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored and a stolen base last night. Max Muncy moves over to first base, so Justin Turner plays third. Matt Kemp in left. Cody Bellinger from first to center. Yasiel Puig, .345 career hitter in this ballpark. Logan Forsythe is the second baseman. Austin Barnes catches, and Caleb Ferguson will make his major league debut.
And the particulars for Trevor Williams, start number 13. He is 5-3, .384 ERA. He's had a couple of career starts against the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's 0-1. He has had, as Greg said, a rough trip last 3 times out, but the control is what you like to look at times, and he's going to have good control, and not just strikes, but quality strikes, because these Dodgers are really knocking the cover off the ball recently in their hot spot.
Check out the Honda defense behind Trevor Williams over there at first base. David Freese. Josh Bell struggling, gets the night off. Josh Harrison at second base, still bothered by that bad flu bug, Jordy Mercer. So Sean Rodriguez returns to short. Colin Moran at third. The outfield, Dickerson, Marte Meadows. Cervelli catches. 4th start at first base this season for Freese. And a strike.
Greg, I don't think we can match the start that we saw from last night's starter for the Pirates. Musgrove striking out the first 3 batters he saw, but a 0 would be nice to get Trevor to get his feet on the ground. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts, and then it slid away a little bit for Joe.
1 ball, 1 strike on Taylor. Struck out looking to start last night's ball game. 1-2 past third base coach Chris Woodward.
You know, Greg, I have not seen too many medium swings recently off the bats of Pirate opponents. It wouldn't be offensive to me to see a Pirate pitcher let them know that they're out there.
Move the feet, as they say. Make 'em a little uncomfortable.
There have been a lot of big time swings. The Cubs series, they were swinging from their heels. Last night, they didn't hold much back. Now, they're a hot hitting team right now. I understand that, but you got to let them know at some point that you're out there. And I don't mean hit them, just let them know.
Well, still 1-2. Rattles the cage of Cervelli.
Business as usual behind home plate for Francisco. Wouldn't be all bad to keep this kind of speed off the base paths too. Chris Taylor can fly.
Two count on Taylor. For Trevor Williams, this is his 3rd start against the Dodgers. Made 2 starts last year against LA. And did he go? No.
So a full count to the first batter. We were talking about the great control for Trevor Williams. In the month of May, 6 starts, just a total of 4 free passes. Almost gets the swing here. 6 starts, 4 walks. That's outstanding control.
How locked in Cervelli was. Cervelli was pointing to the third base umpire Jim Reynolds on an appeal instead of the first base umpire Roberto Ortiz. Still 3-2 on Taylor.
Yeah, I would think that Francisco would tell you that Ortiz has the better angle. So Taylor's working this first at bat.
Going to see at least 10 pitches.
Well, he's no surprises. He's seen everything that Trevor has so far.
And he can be had. He has struck out 66 times this year. That's the most on the Dodgers. But he bounces it to Freeze. Nice work.
Take it yourself, David. Yeah, don't involve the pitchers. That's a good job by Trevor Williams to not let that at bat get away from him.
10 pitches and he wins that battle against Taylor.
Last time out for Trevor against the St. Louis Cardinals. 5 innings, 5 runs given up, no decision.
Trevor Williams, who grew up in Southern California, but a Dodgers fan near San Diego. A Padres fan, not a Dodgers fan. Ball 1 on Max Muncy. Very pleasant surprise for these Dodgers. 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Ball on a strike, try and limit the long balls. What Trevor Williams trying to do here. This Dodger team is whacking the ball out of the ballpark the last week or so. Dave Roberts likes this offense the way it's been going. They won 14 of 18, and this is going to drop in for a hit. For Max Muncy.
What, 3 last night? 3 long balls for Dodger Blue. Yeah. Peterson, Puig, and Bellinger.
Now Justin Turner, who did not play last night. He's been bothered by a sore wrist.
Well, there's no mistaking who this man is. Redbeard. I think he outdoes Moran.
Be good side by side.
Yeah. If he slides into third and Moran applies the tag, you're not going to know where the ball is. I mean, it's somewhere.
Sea of red.
Yeah, exactly. Must be a third baseman thing.
Mm-hmm. Does not get the high strike, and it's 2-0 on Justin Turner, an all-star for the first time last year. Joined the Dodgers in 2014, this former Met.
Coast to coast.
Catches the corner there. 2-1 on Turner. Trevor Williams, 5 wins, 3 losses. He makes his career start number 39. 25 as a rookie last season.
Wanted inside.
Toward right. Meadows a long run and won't get there. So a foul ball. Back to first goes Muncy. Again, Meadows playing all 3 outfield positions. There's that young fan who became a big Austin Meadows fan. He asked for the Opportunity to play catch and did, and then got the autograph.
Yeah, who do you play catch with after that? You wind up playing catch with.
Late swing and a miss. Looked like he was not expecting that fastball.
That's what he got. Second out here in the top of the first. Pretty good hitting area. Up a little bit, but far enough out away. Swings through it. Happens. Most of everything else he threw in that at bat was around the perimeter, around the corners. That one was a little flush, but he got away with it.
Matt Kemp tied for first in hitting in the National League with the Red Scooter Jeanette. I mentioned this last night, and you've been following baseball. This guy has found the fountain of youth. Second go round with the Dodgers.
Got a big leg up on comeback player of the year.
Yeah. Not that he was awful last season, but it looked as though his career was on the decline. 19 homers, 64 runs batted in last year for Kemp. Returned to the Dodgers, and really the Dodgers weren't expecting a whole heck of a lot. They were trying to really shed some payroll, believe it or not. Yep, the Dodgers even.
Nice sequence there by Trevor Williams. Came in, as you see, missed inside on the WB Mason strike zone, but that set up that pitch out away to get him out in front in the count 1-2. Ray's got to like that. Clint does too. Back in, upstairs maybe.
The other way, and fair. And the Pirates get a huge early break as the ball bounces out of play. They'll take it.
And Kemp keeps it going.
He doubles, but it's still 0-0 thanks to that fortuitous bounce out of play.
Here's the pitch. They were set up kind of inside, and he just slaps it the other way. A lot of spin on the ball, so the minute it hits, it twists on off the playing surface. There's the spin, there's the bounce, and consider that a save so far for the Pirates.
And now it's up to Trevor Williams to take advantage of it, but here's Cody Bellinger, who might be feeling a lot better at the plate these days. That home run he hit in the 6th inning last night off Tyler Glasnow was a rocket.
Boy, there's a pitch he'd like to have back. That was right in the sweet spot. He takes it for a strike. Now he's hitting 226, so it's been a struggle in terms of batting average for this former rookie of the year. Yeah, that ball is right there for him.
And
that's
now
a much
Williams
better pitch.
Out in front now, 0-2.
Yep. That's where he wanted to throw that one.
Fouled out twice last night, homered and struck out.
Yeah, he's got a couple mulligans now, does Trevor Williams, to play with in terms of pitches. He can try to get Bellinger to chase.
Look at the defensive alignment for Pittsburgh.
That's pretty much where Cervelli wanted the ball. Kind of a setup pitch that he can stay in there, go back out away, go downstairs. The luxury of an 0-2 count. Puig on deck.
Two balls, two strikes, 2 outs, 2 on.
Okay, there's your 2 mulligans. Now you got to go back to work, Trevor. You didn't chase. That was a pretty good take by Bellinger on that slider. Down and in, missing.
And he goes up out of the zone, does Bellinger, and fouls it off. And Williams, he has walked 21 in 68 innings. He will not give in, as they say. Talk about how he has quickly learn how to pitch.
And he wanted that high fastball, and Bellinger followed it off. That's the pitch he wanted because he came in down and in the previous one.
And gets him to roll to the right side and picked up by Freese, and he'll beat him to the bag. And Williams takes advantage of that Kemp bounce. Caleb Ferguson to make his big league debut. Fan Caleb Ferguson making his major league debut, and this is the RAV4 lineup. He will face Josh Harrison, Austin Meadows, Starling Marte. Francisco Cervelli, it's cleanup for the first time. And it's Corey Dickerson, who is hitting lefties at a .349 clip this year. David Freese, Colin Moran, Sean Rodriguez, and Trevor Williams.
And this is the night that Caleb Ferguson has been dreaming about. Getting a major league start. Here's his numbers, AA, AAA combined, 10 starts, done well, but here he is pitching in the big leagues, first pitch, and he gets a strike. So there's a memento as you see the catcher Barnes throwing the ball back toward the dugout. The parents of Caleb Ferguson.
Nervous mom is.
Yeah, that's going to be a long night, Mom. That's your reaction to the first pitch.
His dad, Pat, there is, I'm sure, maybe just as nervous, but not showing it.
There's another strike, Mom. Yeah, they're sitting right in back off the corner of the Dodger dugout, the visiting dugout, and they're up close and personal as time is called. What you try to contain the emotions, the excitement, and go about your business. And there's a box you can check off.
Yeah, hit the batter. So Caleb Ferguson.
Just trying to keep it together. It's an exciting night. No protection right there except the belt. Dad said, "Oh, didn't want to have him hit."
Now Dad looks like.
Come on, Caleb. I didn't want you to hit the first batter you faced in the big leagues.
Mom Melissa, Dad Pat. About 40 friends and family on hand here.
Josh knows what's that all about. He knows how excited this young man is, and that's just part of the deal.
So does this guy at the plate. Not too long ago, he was making his major league debut. Austin Meadows, and a strike is called.
Ferguson, 6'3", 215 pounds, 38th round pick by the Dodgers 4 years ago.
Last year, he pitched in A-ball, high A-ball, Rancho Cucamonga, in the Dodgers system.
Gets that ball right on past Austin Meadows.
Meadows 1 for 4 last night. He's hit safely in 11 of his first 14 major league starts.
And really has shown he really isn't intimidated by left-hand pitchers. He holds his ground pretty good.
Hit well over 300 against lefties at AAA Indianapolis this season. At AAA, Ferguson only 2 AAA starts.
There's the breaking ball missing.
Meadows able to lay off.
Yeah, you want to test this young man. You want to make him throw strikes. You want to force him to see if you can get the ball over the plate this first start. There's a lot of things going on inside, and he's got to be able to control that. And the Pirates got to take advantage if he doesn't.
Ground ball right side and off the glove of a diving Forsythe. And look at Harrison, motor toward third. He is out at third base.
Ouch.
The old baseball
double
adage.
Ouch, double ouch.
You know it.
Yep.
You don't make the first or the third out at third.
Oh, and that's a big help to this youngster on the mound.
Yeah.
Pirates setting up shop, but the aggressive base runner, Josh Harrison, makes the mistake of being a little too greedy.
Not sure why Jay kept looking over his shoulder there, Steve. Don't know what difference that would have made, but they always say if you're not looking straight ahead, you're going to slow down a little bit, and he just kept peeking over his shoulder there. Still a no-no.
Between second and third?
Yeah, did you see that?
Well, I think he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah, but
yeah, I know.
What good does that do?
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You know you're in trouble. You slow down. He knows it, and the Allegheny Health Network Supermo looks at it, and you wonder, are these the type of things that a team does when they're going bad? Here's a little dribbler. It's turned into an out. Weakly hit by Marte.
Oh boy, that took the air out of a good start for the bottom of the first inning, and that's the way things have been going for the Pittsburgh Pirates. You got a chance for men on first and second, nobody out. You make the base running mistake, and
by the way, watch this. Joey Cora kind of waving him. Well, I don't know that Harrison ever looked at Cora, but he looked like he was waving him. It goes as a hit for Meadows, and then a 4-5 put out at third. Steve said, well, you didn't want to help out the pitcher making his big league debut, but it's exactly what they did. And now Cervelli. One for 4 last night. And a .364 career hitter against Dodgers pitching. 2-0.
you know, we constantly say when a club is struggling, every club struggles like this. They have these spells, but to get out of it, you got to play a mistake-free baseball game. You got to pitch well and stop making mistakes.
A lot of traffic down there.
Yep, no man's land.
Max Muncy went down there. So it's 2-1 on Cervelli with Corey Dickerson on deck. Harrison hit by the pitch. Meadows, the base hit. Logan Forsythe made the diving try off his glove and overly aggressive. Harrison tries to go to third and is thrown out. And then the ground out by Marte.
Off speed, way down to 76 miles an hour. Really good separation speed-wise from 93, 94 down to 76.
Marte takes off and it's popped up. It's going to see out of play. Nice play there. And a Pirate fan gets a hug from a Dodgers fan.
There you go. They can coexist. The fans of both teams.
Now 3-2.
Well, let's see if we can get a gap shot and get on the board. Maybe we can do that with Marte taking off.
Now, the Pirates aren't seeing Clayton Kershaw tonight. He's on the DL. Instead, it's the 21-year-old lefty making his big league debut, Caleb Ferguson. And an extended at bat for Cervelli.
Was it the great Jaime Herrin telling us that Kershaw has been on the DL the last
parts of the last 4 years at one time or another.
Yeah.
So Ferguson, 3-2 count on Cervelli. See, this will be the 8th pitch Cervelli sees. Struck him out, looking. Mom and Dad, the thrill to watch their son make his big league debut.
Appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
0-0 through 1 inning here at PNC Park. Middle game of the series tomorrow afternoon. Final game of the brief homestand.
You know, Greg, you really can't know what might happen if you get the first two guys on base. Maybe nothing. Maybe you get a double play ball. Maybe just still comes up with 0. But it would have been nice to see how that young man reacted with the first two batters reaching base. We'll never know.
Cervelli just took one off. Looked like the shoulder or the neck.
Yeah. So we got the mask early. We got a little bit of the mask there. After a strikeout. Yeah, so far so good, huh, Francisco, tonight?
Shot to the jaw. Bruce Dreckman checking in with Cervelli. Always a tough position to play, and that man knows all about it. Not that man, but the man whose uniform he wears. Michael McHenry will join Steve and Joe on the telecast tomorrow. Do you know where the fort's going to be situated yet, Steve?
I do, but I can't disclose that
really?
location. Yeah, you know, the paparazzi and
the media
and
yep.
all that. Yeah.
I get a surprise tomorrow. 0-2 on Puig.
Yep. But you get to hear from the fort during the ball game. Well, Puig made some really bad swings last night and then got something he liked and made a real good swing and sent the ball out of the ballpark. Not out of the ballpark, but over the fence.
Well, tight. I sort of see Trevor Williams not afraid to go in a little bit. Joe Musgrove Was the pitcher last night for the Pirates against these Dodgers. Talking with Nick Kingham.
Well, Joe proving that he's human after 2 really good starts. Slapped around a little bit, and the Dodgers took game 1.
Here's the line. Second punch out for Williams, 1 away. Well, there's an autographed jersey of your late friend there, Steve Bruce Keeson. I know you were talking about Buster last night on the radio side. This is our first chance to offer our condolences to you for losing your good buddy. I know it has been a tough few days for you. You have been in touch with Buster since the get-go in spring training when you learned of the illness, and his wife and family, and you got the call early morning hours the other day.
Saturday morning, yep. And not that you want to say you saw it coming, but he was in such difficult shape, and he's just one of those good guys. I'm so glad to see that jersey in the Pirates ballpark. He was a big part of our championship in 1971. He won that 4th game, got us even again. That was a huge win for us after we fell behind by, what, 3 runs in the 1st inning. The bounce that should be handled, and is. Couple outs. And
moment of silence before the game yesterday, of course, for Buster Keeson, who passed away, as Steve said, Saturday morning. And tough go, because he was such a trooper, right?
He was. He had such a passion for the game, and that it be played the right way, respected the right way. He was uncompromising with the way he felt that the game of baseball should be played, and the effort that should be put forth. Tremendously consistent man, principled guy, stand-up guy. If you had Bruce Keeson for a friend, dig your heels in, because it was going to be forever.
Yeah,
I mean, truly.
That's a great call.
He was very intense, and you couldn't ask for a better friend, better teammate.
Loyalty comes to mind.
Oh, the loyalty, absolute loyalty, and he always regarded the Pirates that he joined as the varsity. But what he didn't know at the time, when he joined the Pirates, he was part of the varsity, and he never lost track of that. Never lost track of his loyalty to the Pittsburgh Pirates either.
Sean Rod handles those 2, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Williams. 0-0 after 1.5 here in Pittsburgh. Hausen, head athletic trainer, just checking in on that jaw there, the Francisco Cervelli jarred by that foul ball.
Yeah, sometimes the ones you get on the side of the mask are more damaging than the full frontal. He got one right in the face of the mask in the first inning, but this one kind of hit the edge, and that might have done a little more damage.
Checking in with Jeff Branson. Dickerson, Freeze, Moran for the Pirates here in the bottom of the second against Caleb Ferguson.
Not the most common first name in the history of the big leagues. Not all that many Calebs. There have been some.
Caleb Joseph comes to mind of the Orioles. So Ferguson grew up a Reds fan outside Columbus. And Dickerson, who's been hitting lefties and righties, a .316 average, is 7th best in the National League. 2 more hits for him last night.
Figure a guy named Caleb should be maybe in a Western. Caleb, good.
Yeah, it's a good
gunfighter name.
Yep.
A good pitch, really a pitcher's pitch right there by Ferguson. Down around the knees, out over the plate, far enough away, down far enough. Don't get too many awkward swings from Corey, but you did there because the pitch was so good.
Got him. So he's hit by the pitch.
All right, so that's what it's going to be. He's going to hit 9 guys and
eventually get a couple around, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be David Freese. Facebook post. Mom, Melissa, really let out the news early. A Point Park University post. He did it. Caleb Ferguson just got a call to the big leagues. And that's how Mom broke the baseball news. And, Caleb Joseph was going to be starting tonight here in, of all places, Pittsburgh, about 3 hours drive.
Yeah, right across state 70, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if we can cash this one in, get something going. This young man is trying to get his feet on the ground in the big leagues for the first time.
Ball and a strike on Freeze.
Well, one thing we know already, he's got a nice looking slow curve ball that gives him good speed separation. Got a call there for sure. That ball never got back onto the corner. David discussing it with Reckman. That curveball just kept trying to get in there, but never did pick up that outside corner.
Right down the middle. Strikes out Freeze. Second K for Caleb Ferguson.
This right there. We've seen David Freese hit that ball with authority to right center field, out over the plate, but didn't catch up to that one after the curveball. Slow pitch, fast pitch combination got him, including a bad call.
That got the home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman felt that one.
A lot of action behind the batter so far in this game.
Umpiring crew there you see, and the crew chief is Jim Reynolds at third. 0-1 count. Colin Moran makes his first start against a lefty this season, with Josh Bell struggling, and Bell's not the only one.
No, this has been a group slide.
David Freese goes into play first, and so Moran starts at third. There's Josh Bell, just 8 hits in his last 54 at bats.
That's what you do when you're struggling. You shake things up, try different things, try different lineups.
Polanco also getting tonight off. They're trying to do some, I don't know if you call them drastic things at the plate with Polanco, but I think we caught some of that earlier this afternoon. Jeff Branson working with Polanco maybe to get him off the plate. Unlike Colin Moran, you see Moran leans over that plate. 2-2. All the discussion the last couple of years about how these pitchers have been working Polanco inside.
And you combine that with a big swing, that's a recipe for a struggle. He has a big swing. It's hard to be quick inside when you're on top of the plate.
3-2 now on Moran, with Dickerson on first and one away. A 2014 West Jefferson High School graduate, Caleb Ferguson, making his major league debut against Pittsburgh. And a 3-2 count. The three infielders on the right side against Colin Moran. So earlier, working with Colin Moran to get him off the plate. Clint Hurdle also there. Polanco off the plate. You see Clint Hurdle there, along with Jeff Branson. Talking about that plate coverage. If you go that far back, you'd still cover the plate.
Now that, yeah, and they're going to try a lot of different things, and that's one of them, so he doesn't get tied up so much. But now if he gets back off that plate, those left-handers are going to wear him out with that big breaking ball that they all have. So he's going to have to adjust to that kind of attack, because they're going to see him way off the plate. They're going to try to pound him away. Now it's an interesting subject to think about when you see batters get those separations. And what happens, you move Polanco back away, he's going to dive out there, okay, to protect that outside the plate. The pitchers are going to see that, and with him going out, they're going to try to still come in there because they can solve.
That's not going to solve the problem. Then.
Yeah. So he's still got a lot of work to do to protect both sides of the plate, because if he's going way out there to protect because he's away from the plate, then they're going to see that, and they're going to try to bust him inside as he leans out over and get on the handle of his bat. So it goes back and forth. So if he protects the outside part of the plate better by being out there and the inside part,
be ready.
Yeah, because he's still going to be right on the inside corner as he moves toward the pitch.
Now Sean Rodriguez. This is another subject that was broached in Clint Hurdle's office today, that they're working with Rodriguez to try and be shorter and quicker, because his struggles are well documented now. He's in a heck of a slide. I mean, there is an example, 93 right down the middle.
And you know, the age-old conversation, Greg, is that if a guy's struggling, do you keep him in there so he can work his way out of it, or do you have him step away for a couple days? You know, and there's arguments for both sides.
And in this case, because Jordy Mercer is the regular shortstop, Sean Rodriguez is really the only backup. I was wondering, though, Steve, if the Pirates might not have thought about a guy like Adam Frazier, even at shortstop. I mean, he went, you know, he's a pretty solid college shortstop. He has struggled in some areas defensively, but you're talking about shaking things up.
Yep.
1-2 count, 2-2.
You know, the people that say, well, you got to work your way out of it by playing all the time. Sometimes you can dig yourself in deeper, but on the other hand, people say, well, step away and just, you know,
remove yourself from all
collect yourself a little
traffic.
Bit. Yeah, so it's a.
But Sean Rodriguez is in there as a fill-in guy in all these different positions. He's got to hit on occasion, and obviously he's got a field. And so
and
both areas of his game.
Field has really been difficult to watch, because you can go into hitting slumps, but he's a good defensive player, and those slumps are tough to watch when the glove is involved.
We talked about it last night that Rodriguez is such a clubhouse leader presence. It's easy for some to suggest, just bag it with Rodriguez, but it's not that easy. It really isn't.
There's a lot of good things about this guy, and he's just really struggling right now. But what you're trying to do with this youngster too is make him throw strikes. See if he can continue to get balls in the strike zone. First major league start. So Sean working it hard.
Ferguson was selected by the Dodgers in the 38th round that year, 2014. So he was the 1,149th overall pick. Only 66 players were selected after him in the 40-round draft. And he draws the walk, so good at bat to load the bases. And another bit of a break for Ferguson in that he faces a pitcher with the bases loaded. And his veteran backstop, Austin Barnes. Ferguson was in middle school and pictured himself really doing something other than baseball beyond high school. He really didn't have a lot of confidence that he would make it beyond high school, but there's a recent story that talked about in the 7th grade, he had one of his coaches tell him that he saw something. His pitching coach, T.J. Hill, saw him after one workout and said, if you worked hard, you're going to be drafted and play professional ball. Well, he did work hard.
He's 6'3", 215 and left-handed. I like his chances to be a legitimate prospect, at least.
Except that as he was looking at WVU, West Virginia, and his promising senior year of high school, his elbow blew out. So he underwent Tommy John surgery in May of 2014, the ligament replacement surgery, and he really figured he was done. But the Dodgers, again, drafting him, signing him on July the 3rd, 2014, the day after his 18th birthday. 1-2 on Trevor Williams. There's the scar.
You'd love to see Trevor Williams shorten up. These are the situations where you just want to do everything you can. Just put the ball in play. I don't care about the double play possibly. Put it in play.
2-2.
But maybe the first priority is make sure you force this guy to throw strikes.
Bases loaded with Bucks. 1 out. Williams has 1 career RBI, and he's called out on strikes. 3rd K.
You know, some people in those situations, Greg, say, well, you know, you don't want to have him hit the ball. You know, you've got a chance for a double play. What are you going to go up to the plate? Okay, I'll accept a strikeout then. Try to hit the darn ball.
Well, now it's up to Josh Harrison.
Josh likes to look for something early in the at bat, but wisely takes that one. Josh has a good eye here. Ball 1 to him. He's got to make sure that he doesn't chase anything outside the zone.
Nothing close. First 2 pitches.
Now the squeeze is on. Here you go. First major league start. You're surrounded by Pirates.
Line to left field and fair. Oh, how good does that feel? 2 in, let's make it 3. Here comes Rodriguez. He is safe. Bases clearing double for Jay Hay, and it's 3-0 Bucks.
Boy, does that feel good. I'm looking down at the Pirate dugout as you look at the Pirate dugout, and also looking at the Dodger dugout. Do they want to look at this?
Well, they'll look at it. We'll see if they challenge it. And you'll take a look at the line drive down the left field line that scores Dickerson and Moran easily. But with 2 outs, Joey Cora waves home Rodriguez.
That ball hit on the chalk, right exactly on the chalk. And Dave Roberts wants to know if his video people want to take a look at this.
They are not going to, I don't believe. Oh, no, they're still going back and forth. There's another look. All the angles, the head first dive. He just did get his left hand in there. 3-0 Pittsburgh. Dave Roberts was out there buying time talking to Bruce Dreckman while he kept looking toward his dugout to see if they would challenge.
Oh, that clears the air, doesn't it? Right on the chalk.
Yeah, the way things are going, when that ball's line and approaching the line, you're figuring out there's no way that's a fair ball. It's going to be foul.
A 3 spot.
Here's Austin Meadows. Josh Harrison is now 8 for 18 with runners in scoring position. Daniel Hudson is going to get up, start to loosen for the Dodgers.
Saw him last night.
1 ball, 1 strike on Meadows. Infield a hit in the first. This inning started as the first inning began with the hit by pitch and a couple of walks. He did. Before the game, he played catch with Austin Meadows.
Well, we know that the Dodgers have a really good bullpen. Well, they got 9 guys in the bullpen. They got they've got a bunch, and so max this out. You know, there's nothing wrong with adding on.
3-2. Another young pitcher tomorrow as well for the Dodgers. Making his first big league start will be Dennis Santana.
The control has been the issue. Hit batter, walks. 1 base hit in this inning, but 3 runs.
Santana debuted out of the bullpen last Friday against Colorado. Marte on deck. And really, I'm sorry, Steve, but Ferguson's left some pitches right out over the plate.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
the good thing is that on the other side of the coin, they have worked the counts very well, but they could have done some major damage with the bats instead of just getting walks and hit batters. But they're on the board.
And there's another walk, and a frustrated Caleb Ferguson has walked 3, hit a man, and he is on the verge of being pulled from his major league debut. Starling Marte, is he going to face Ferguson? Hudson just got up a few moments ago.
I saw Rick Honeycutt. This is a very short leash right now.
And Dave Roberts checking Rick Honeycutt on the telephone with the bullpen, and they just asked Barnes to go out there, buy some time, make sure Hudson is ready. And now Bruce Dreckman will go out and move it along. And here comes Dave Roberts. So disappointing, certainly, for mom and dad. You never know how a major league debut is going to go. Got past that first inning, but it's going to be it for Caleb Ferguson.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pirates lead the Dodgers 3-0. They've got a couple of men on here in the second. Look for more with 2 outs.
Daniel Hudson, we saw work the 9th inning for the Dodgers last night. A scoreless 9th inning as Ferguson. Well, you made your first major league start. See what happens after this. It was all about control tonight. And many times that happens when you're out there for the first time. Big lights, big stadiums. It happens.
He retired Marte on a dribbler to the second baseman Forsythe. Hudson was traded in spring training from the Pirates to the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the deal that brought Corey Dickerson to Pittsburgh. And then he was released by Tampa Bay and signed a minor league free agent deal with the Dodgers. And a very poor looking swing, 0-2. Marte, 3 hits in his last 20 at bats. Bouncing ball up the middle and through. Big hit there with 2 outs and 2 strikes for Starling Marte to give the Pirates a 4-0 lead.
Oh, that's exactly right. He had Marte 0-2 after a real bad swing, and then left too much of it out over the plate. And you're right. That is huge when you add on the dramatic 3-run double, and then you figure, okay, that's enough. But you know what? You got a chance to get more. Just a routine ground ball that. The Dodgers shifting over toward a pull area for him a little bit, so he hits it just out of the reach. And everybody's moving.
Now Cervelli, and there goes Marte. And a throw down. Not close.
And
nice pick by Forsythe.
Yeah, exactly. That could have cost him another run.
11 steals now on the year for Marte.
Good jump. Bad throw. And a good save.
by Forsythe, the second baseman. Cervelli chops it toward third. Turner over to first for the out. 9 men to the plate. 4 runs in. Josh Harrison, the big hit with the bases loaded, brings them all home, hugging that line. Dickerson, Moran, Rodriguez score. Bucks head on, lead 4-0. The Bucks and some of the best bands in the burg on Friday Night Rocks. Get tuned into Pittsburgh's music scene as we showcase local artists and tracks throughout every Friday Pirates broadcast. Wine and Spirit will be our featured performer Friday. Bucks Cubs special afternoon edition. Friday Night Rocks presented by Iron City Beer. Personal favorite? Wine and Spirit group?
Oh yeah, it works.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That worked, that double. And then the Marte follow-up single.
Nice to tack one on at the end of the big play. And now Trevor Williams looking to put up a 0 to just let it stand out there as long as you can. And not easy pickings, but Daniel Hudson has not had a lot of major league at bats. Let's see if we can get a so-called easy first out.
He used to be a starter with the Diamondbacks. That's when he would get his fair share of at-bats, but this is his first AB in 3 years. He had one with Arizona in 2015. Breaks his bat on the bouncer to Rodriguez.
So busy recent work for Sean at shortstop, and kind of an in-between hop, even though it looked pretty routine, but he handled it quite nicely.
Chris Taylor bounced to David Freese to start this ball game. Dodgers shortstop. Last year hit .288 with 21 homers, drove in 72. Dodgers, their recent run, getting them to 500 within 2 games of the Diamondbacks in the West. But the Diamondbacks lost in 10 to the Giants earlier today in San Francisco. RBI single by Brandon Crawford. And a bouncer off the side of the mound. And again, more work for Sean Rowe. That's 4 consecutive assists.
Yeah.
The last 2 outs of the second, the first 2 outs of the third.
Keep hitting it to the shortstop. Sean having to come in on the ball. Quick release. Gets it over there without incident.
Max Muncy looped an opposite field single in the first inning in front of Corey Dickerson.
Greg, I got a circle around that ground out by Cody Bellinger to end the top of the first. You know, that's a situation that can get away with. We know the power Bellinger has. That's a big out. He's been really fine since then.
And I've got a circle around the Kemp double. I thought a huge break that it bounced out of play.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, that's going to be a 1-0 lead.
Kemp might wind up at third base, just depending on how that ball settles in that right field corner. So looking at a 1-0 ball game for sure, and maybe a runner at third base. Obviously, not as big a deal with 2 outs, but still, there's Kemp in the hole.
He keeps on hitting.
Yeah.
You can see that Trevor Williams just continually trying to keep the ball away from Muncy. Everything has been outside, away from this left-hand batter. But now it's down to cases with a full count.
Dodger fans, Dodger baseball.
Brought to you by Farmer John.
Well, they did win last year. They didn't win the World Series. And a walk on a 3-2 pitch to Max Muncy.
That's a rare item these days for Trevor Williams.
Lost on a 3-2 pitch. You see the first pitch strikes for Trevor Williams as he faces Justin Turner.
I like that percentage.
Struck out Turner in the first.
Good number of high fastballs thrown by Trevor early on in this game. Works here in the third inning. Could have got that call, didn't. Well, he's tried it upstairs, he's tried it downstairs.
Battle of the Beards there. Hot
yeah,
corner.
there you go. Wow. I think it's a standoff. A little more color for maybe for Turner, but you know, out in LA sometimes they dye that stuff a little bit. You know, might a little enhancement perhaps. Hair in the back matches, so I give him the color edge.
And it's 3-1 now with Matt Kemp on deck.
Maybe trying to be a little too perfect.
Wow. Now it's first and second with 2 outs and Kemp coming up.
Now all of a sudden you need another big out to let this 4 spot stand up. It's time to talk.
Ray Searage will join them. An early critical battle here.
And well, we have a moment to send along happy birthday wishes to Bill Buell, one of the great gin players in the universe. I know he's taking all my money. He's living, former Pittsburgher, living down in Florida these days.
Down in Florida, thanks to you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He's living in the house I bought for him.
Nice.
Actually, he's quite easy in gin, but he has a lot of money, so it's fun to play him. I told him his luck would change just as long as he didn't run out of money.
2 on, 2 outs here in the third.
Let's see, we got our money on Trevor Williams to get this third out.
Crack to center. Back Marte. Off the top of the padding, and so Kemp will bring in a pair to make it 4-2.
The walks will kill you. 2 quick outs, 2 free passes, 2 runs in. Kemp's on fire, and you didn't want to get to him in this kind of situation. In a little bit, but he just brings the hands in and he just rifles it to center field. Looked like it had a chance, and it did have a chance.
Matt Kemp, 15th and 16th doubles tonight. Now with 36 RBIs on the year in 59 games.
Trevor's control has been so good. All those 6 starts in May, just really good control.
Ball, 1 strike on Bellinger. So really thought about firing it down to second.
Well, he got Bellinger in the first. He needs him here in the third.
And now it's 3-1 on Bellinger.
All of a sudden he's searching after the 2 ground balls to shortstop. The 2 walks, and then just searching right now to throw the ball where he wants to.
And that's driven deep. And suddenly it's tied. Bellinger, who homered last night, it's his 10th, and it's 4-4.
Well, you just never know what's coming next, and here come the Dodgers.
Man, it goes down to his left knee to hit that pitch out. The changeup.
Yep, there's that uppercut. All those left-hand power guys have that ability to go downstairs.
And a shot to third. Moran on to first. Damage, lots of it after 2 were out. 2 ground balls to short, then a couple of walks, double, homer. I think Pirate fans have been around a while probably remember the Kirk Gibson play.
Yeah.
Right, Kirk Gibson was running, the helmet fell, the ball hit the helmet. It was a hit. I don't know who was batting, but Gibson was on the bases. And as he's running, ball drops onto the ground. And this drops in front of the center fielder Bellinger. Dickerson hit by a pitch and singles in his first 2 times up. Daniel Hudson begins this bottom of the 3rd inning. You were, I think, broadcasting then with the Pirates when that happened with Kirk Gibson.
I don't remember
Wrigley
the year.
Field.
Yeah.
Here's Trevor Williams.
With 2 outs, nothing happening, and bang, 4 quick ones. So, okay, yeah, it hurts. You don't like it. It feels miserable, but start over again. That's all. That's what you do.
David Freese struck out his first time up.
We have memories of Kirk Gibson, so do the Dodgers. I believe they have a good memory of Mr. Gibson hitting that home run. Was that
88 World Series?
Yep. Both teams, 4 runs, 4 hits. Back to square one. A short-lived Pirate lead.
And the Harines, Jaime and his son. Jaime is a Hall of Famer, 60 years as the Spanish voice of the Los Angeles Dodgers. His son Jorge.
What a gentleman. What a classy
Yeah.
gentleman he is. No, Hudson doesn't get a call that he thought he should have gotten, and count goes to 3-1. Well, maybe we could answer right back.
And he walks him to a board. Colin Moran. This was kind of shocking for Cardinals fans. Alex Reyes underwent surgery to reattach a tendon in his right lat today, and he is expected to miss the rest of the season. Just coming back from Tommy John surgery, he left his May 30th season debut after 73 pitches and 4 innings. Andrelton Simmons of the Angels placed on the 10-day DL with a grade 2 right ankle sprain. Before tonight's game against the Royals, he slipped down the dugout steps. Yesterday, he against the Royals went down the dugout steps and slipped. Bounced to first. Oh, it hits Freese, and what a break for the Pirates. Muncy made a nice play, almost Bellinger-like, but the ball hits the runner. And the Pirates take the lead 5-4. We're just talking about crazy plays on the bases and the baseball and where it winds up. This one whacks Freese right on the helmet.
Maybe it's the Pirates night. Maybe this is the kind of game it's going to take. There's the double clutch. Might have distracted his line of sight or his concentration in terms of direction off the helmet. Just talking about balls hitting off the helmet. Boing! There's the shot right there. Dig your heels in. This could be one of those kind of games.
That is wild. Looked like he double clutched and didn't have a good grip, and then he still threw what looked like a change up towards second. So David Freese winds up at third. Dickerson scoring. Moran aboard. And Sean Rodriguez with a big hefty swing. That goes as an error on the first baseman. Fielder's choice E3. Sean Rodriguez just continues those miseries. And here's Josh Bell to pinch hit for Trevor Williams.
We sure do want to cash this in. This, you have no idea now with the way this game has started how many it's going to take. Could take a bunch.
Short night for Trevor Williams. Stephen Brault, an extended outing looks like for Brault. Infield would like to turn two. They have 3 men on the right side, and in on his hands, fights it off. He might get 2 out of this. No! Pirates get a run instead. Pinch hit, fielder's choice RBI.
Just hit it just bad enough.
Yeah, 6-4 jam just enough to slow it down.
I heard the bat crack, and you just hope that it was bat enough.
Tucks those hands way in there. Picks up the RBI. Trying desperately was Taylor to get that throw up to first. Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Pirates take the lead on the Moran ground out in the air, and now add to it 6-4. Here's Josh Harrison.
Third inning, third at bat for Josh. He's been part of the action, hit by a pitch, and then the big 3-run double on the chalk.
Wild third inning here. Dickerson led off with the hit. Hudson walked Freese. Moran hit that ground ball to first. Muncie's throw hit Freese the back of the helmet into shallow left. That enabled Dickerson to score. This is the bases loaded double. Last inning off Caleb Ferguson. That scored Dickerson, Moran, and Rodriguez. Sean Rod just sneaking in.
You know what's interesting about that ball too, after the first bounce, it could have bounced into the stands. It was right on that railing, but took a pirate hop and stayed in play. That was good.
Reaching out, and there's a Jay Hay, Freddie Sanchez hit.
Absolutely.
You could hear
Clank.
End of the bat, just one-handed. He's laughing. He almost didn't have a hand on it at all. Make that sound, and he's sheepishly grinning, and he'll take the hit. Jay Hay.
Look at this location. This outrageous to hit the ball like that. That's like a pepper swing. You're playing pepper with 3 or 4 guys.
That's a little throwback to some of your teammates, right?
Playing pepper?
Yeah, well,
oh, that kind of hit.
Sangy and
Sangy and Clemente. They did that all the time. But they had 40-ounce bats too. So
might have been a double down the right field line.
Yeah.
Play like that. And Joe Musgrove reenacts that base hit. Here's Austin Meadows. He has singled and walked. He was the last man that Ferguson faced. Caleb Ferguson, his major league debut, 1 2/3, 4 runs, 2 hits, 3 walks. He hit a pair.
Well, you love to see the way the Pirates have answered that 4 spot by the Dodgers so far. And Austin behind in count 0-2.
Caleb Ferguson still out there.
A lot of things running through his head right now. An exciting night, something he's been waiting for a long time, and now, well, not real happy with the results. Staying alive. Pirate batter's been doing a lot of that tonight.
Short night for Trevor Williams.
And you know what happens? I've been through that. You sit there and say, they've gotten 6 runs for me and I'm not still in there.
Popped up. Meadows is retired. Bucks get 2 and lead 6-4.
Take the lead 6-4 with 3 innings in the books here at PNC Park. I'm Robbie Smikowski. Well, the first time since September of 2016, Pirates infielder Jung Ho Kang met with the American media, and one of the topics he discussed was what he's been working on for himself in the last year and a half.
많은 것들이 있지만 그래도
obviously a lot. It was important that I was able to spend time by myself, self-reflecting and looking at the past. I definitely felt apologetic emotions towards the faithful fans in Pittsburgh, my teammates, family and friends back home, everybody that's always been looking out for me. But again, that's always been an encouragement for me to, fight back and try to make sure that I become a better person and the best person that I can be.
This was part of an exclusive interview that aired here on AT&T Sportsnet with our own Rob King down in Bradenton, Florida. He is in the lineup tonight hitting in the DH spot, and he already has a home run. In fact, he has 3 home runs in his last 5 days with the Bradenton Marauders and is expected to join the Indianapolis Indians in AAA sometime this weekend. Greg and Steve, so we'll see how things go with Jung Ho Kang. Once again, there is no timetable in terms of a specific return here to the Pirates roster, but with this promotion coming up to AAA, you might think it could be sooner rather than later.
And in case you missed that interview, it will re-air in its entirety during the post-game show tonight. Stephen Brault throws a couple of strikes at Logan Forsythe. Brault replaces Trevor Williams, who went just 3 innings, 4 runs, 4 hits. So there's a win up for grabs. You have to go at least 5 if you're the starter to get a W. Now who's going to take control here? It's Meadows.
What a journey it's been for Jung Ho Kang. Wish him well.
Yeah, as Robbie said, he's headed to Indy this weekend, and it looks like he is on the fast track. It'll depend on how he performs at AAA Indianapolis, but you get an idea, Steve, when the Major League manager today in his pregame scrum tells the members of the local media that he was watching Jung Ho Kang video last night after the game. So Clint Hurdle was saying. You talk about a person of interest.
Yeah, well,
that's a person of interest.
Yeah, and they're not scoring much. So that bat becomes interesting. Jung Ho bat. You said a win is up for grabs. Stephen Brault is 3-0 out of the bullpen. So he's positioned well here as he works in the 4th inning. There's the ball right there. There have been a lot of pitches delivered both sides that have been connected and some that have not been connected. In that chest high middle of the plate area.
Daniel Hudson on deck to get another at bat. Struck him out looking, and it's a strong number the Pirates relievers have had striking out the opposition. Our Barrel Automotive League leader stat involves strikeouts per 9 among National League bullpens. Pirates behind the Brewers, second strikeouts per 9, and Daniel Hudson, who bounced out to short his first time up.
Wouldn't you like to see a 1-2-3 inning put up there by Stephen Brault? Settle things down a little bit. Thought we were going to see one last inning when the first 2 guys bounced out.
Another strikeout and a 1-2-3 inning for Stephen Brault. Bucks up 6-4.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Well, Stephen Brault going to be out there for a while, you would think. 1, 2, 3, top of the 4th.
Yep, he's going to be out there, but Daniel Hudson has departed for the Dodgers in favor of Brock Stewart. who has been up and down out of the minor leagues with the Dodgers. This is his fifth stint with Los Angeles this year. His numbers. 5 stints, just 6 games appeared on.
Starling Marte 1 for 2. Marte, Cervelli, Dickerson. Towards center, and over is Bellinger. Saturday, June 16th, Pirates take on the Reds, 4:05 before the game on Federal Street. There's a Margaritaville block party featuring live music, food trucks, and autographs from 1960 Cy Young Award winner Vernon Law. Plus, first 20,000 fans will get a Pirates Hawaiian shirt thanks to AT&T Sportsnet. For tickets, go to pirates.com. That is Saturday, June 16th, a 4:05 game against the Redlegs.
The Deacons coming to town. Vernon Law, Cy Young Award winner. Still probably in really good shape. I mean, he is well preserved. He really is. I suggest the Pirates add on because the evening is still young.
It's a good idea. 2-0 count on Cervelli.
Daniel Hudson won an inning in the third. A couple of runs on 3 hits. A walk and a strikeout.
And now a 3-0 count on Cervelli. Hitting 4th for the first time. Brock Stewart, 6th rounder, 2014. And a walk.
That seems to be one of the themes so far. A lot of free passes.
3 from the starter Ferguson. Hudson walked 1, and now Stewart walks the second man he faces. We'll see what Corey Dickerson can do facing a third different pitcher.
How many pitchers do you think there are in the big leagues, Greg, that are probably 6'4", 235 in that range? Because Brock Stewart is seems like he's kind of in that range, and there's just a bunch of big pitchers.
Dickerson into center field and going to drop in for another hit. He's on base for a 3rd straight time. He has 2 hits. He was 2 for 4 last night.
He just keeps hitting. See that ball trying to run down and away from him, stays with it, just hits it straight away. John Wayner would be a big fan of that at bat right there, that swing. Take what they give you.
Two on, 1 out. Austin Meadows listening to some advice there from Jeff Branson. David Freese with 2 on and 1 out.
First year you come up, that's what you should do a lot of, listening.
And Brock Stewart taking his time, so Freese calls time. Pirates will not be shut out for a 3rd straight game. That was decided in the 2nd inning as catcher and pitcher will talk. Steve, you and I were talking before the game to Jaime Jarrín about the last time a Pirates team was shut out 3 straight games back in 1968. And I think we talked about the fact that the first 2 games of that shutout string, those shutouts were at the hands of the Giants in San Francisco. And then the Pirates went out to Los Angeles, took on the Dodgers, and they were blanked in a 10-inning ball game. 1-0 final score. That was August the 5th, 1968 at Dodger Stadium. Jack Billingham started for the Dodgers. This ball's ripped to left, and that's fair. That stays in play. This will score a couple. 2 more in. The Pirates lead is back up to 4.
Liking it as Dave Freese finds the corner, and that ball goes like a puck around the boards down into the left field corner and around the boards, allowing everybody to get all the way around and just keep it going. As the bats have come to life here tonight.
Let's talk about, again, 3 fortuitous bounces tonight. All going the Pirates' way. The Harrison double that Steve mentioned stayed in play. That double, Cervelli waving the man behind him home, Corey Dickerson. And the Matt Kemp ball that went out of play in the first inning. Just 1 out. And this is hit hard, but nicely played by Muncy. Moves Freese to third, 2 outs here in the 4th with the Bucks up 8-4. And they'll bring up Sean Rodriguez. That August, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a comfortable trip around too, because that ball got down there and just was out in the left field corner forever. But yeah, let's finish that story because I'd like to hear the story, but I don't like the ending.
We don't like the fact the Pirates were shut out 3 straight games. Now they're going to walk Sean Rodriguez intentionally, and most times you'd think, well, that's you know, standard operating procedure. That's by the book, but without disrespecting Sean Rodriguez, Steven Brault might be the best hitting pitcher in baseball. Now he's not had as many opportunities because he's now in the bullpen, but Brault this season with 3 hits in 11 at bats and a .273 average.
You know he'll get his money's worth. You know that.
Ball 1 on Steven Brault. He could really foil this strategy. He loves this part of the game, an opportunity to swing the bat. This is his 34th Major League plate appearance. And he gets the ball in play again. He's never struck out, but he grounds out to end the bottom of the 4th. But the double by Freese scores a pair, and the Pirates now lead it 8-4.
Offense had scored in 3 consecutive innings, 8-4 on the UPMC scoreboard. Well, today the Pirates visited Pittsburgh Banksville K-5 school as part of the Pirates and USA Baseball's Fun at Bat initiative. The Pirates partner with the Pittsburgh Public Schools, USA Baseball, and MLB to introduce the Fun at Bat program throughout 36 public elementary schools, grades K through 5 this spring. The program is designed to provide physical education teachers with an easy, adaptable structure to teach bat and ball activities, provides students with detailed instructions, including a dynamic warm-up, fundamentals, and all that other fun stuff. In addition, each school was provided safe equipment to use, including gloves, bats, and baseballs like we just saw. So for anyone out there that might want some information, visit funatbat.org. Pretty good stuff once again. Brownie in the community with the Buccos.
Yeah, keep it going. Out and about. And the Pirates look to keep it going here tonight. The offense busting out, and Stephen Brault, a 1-2-3 fourth. Now faces the top of the batting order. Taylor, Max Muncy, Justin Turner. Taylor has bounced out twice.
Nice start to the evening for Stephen Brault. 3 up, 3 down to stop the bleeding, if you will. Nice top of the fourth.
And gets a pop up here to Sean Rodriguez. Well, I think it's Sean Rodriguez. Josh Harrison is also calling for it. Having some fun, and Stephen Brault gets a kick out of it.
Yeah, when you've scored 8 runs, you can have a little fun.
Spend Father's Day at the ballpark with Dad when the Pirates play the Reds June 17th, 1:35. Kids and dads both take home replica batting practice caps thanks to Kennywood. Don't forget the Family Fun Zone on Federal Street before the game. After the game, kids and dads can run the bases. You can go to pirates.com/kidsdays for tickets. June 17th. Ball, 1 strike on Muncy.
Did you bring your long johns to the ballpark tonight,
How about
Greg?
this? What's going on here?
Yeah, cool night. Did you enjoy the summer?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. Great summer here in the Berg last week.
Ski caps.
Yeah, it's that kind of night. They said high 40s at the end of this ball game. Yeah, get out.
Well, it's going to be a really, what we're told, pleasant afternoon tomorrow. Some clouds, but what, 75 degrees?
Yeah, that's more like it.
Tomorrow for the finale of this series, 12:35. Hopefully the Pirates get back on the winning series track. Line over the head of Jay Hay as Muncy is on base for a 3rd straight time.
And with 0-5 in their last 5 series. Ouch.
Need to even it up tonight and then look for a series win tomorrow afternoon, with Jameson Taillon going up against another rookie. Dennis Santana will make his first start in the major leagues. But plenty of work here to be done. Justin Turner has struck out and walked.
Justin Turner cannot be upset about that call. That's a perfect strike. Yeah.
What in the world? And now the bench he's telling to pipe down while Turner is asking. That's
a great pitch.
It's hard to believe that anybody barked at that one.
Maybe he was looking down through the beard and didn't see it right.
Well, not a very comfortable looking catch by Cervelli. That's what the bench sees. But as far as Turner's eyes are concerned, he doesn't notice how Cervelli's catching the ball. He's looking at that ball come across the plate. You might be right, Steve. Might have something to do with that beard. Justin Turner really coming into his own as a Dodger. He was originally drafted in the 7th round by the Reds in 2006, and then he was traded in the winter of '08 to Baltimore in a deal for catcher Ramon Hernandez, later let go by the Orioles, claimed off waivers by the Mets. Late May 2002, signed as a free agent a couple years later by the Dodgers. And now Brault falls behind 3-1.
Where's that double play ball? Where's that ground ball we're looking for a double play? I haven't seen a critical double play in a little bit.
Wow, now that Turner has a reason to be upset now. he had taken off his ankle guard.
Yeah. At least it's his. We know it's his. It's written on there.
Oh boy.
Dave Roberts not happy about it. I think they're even now, aren't they? No, we had a better strike than that pitch missing. Maybe we are even.
Oh, now 3-2.
Dave looks perplexed.
Yeah. It's going to be out of play. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman tonight.
He's not particularly happy with this at bat. nobody's happy with this at bat yet.
And now a definite walk. 2 on, 1 out, and something you don't want to do in front of Matt Kemp. Give them a free base the way Kemp is swinging it.
Yeah, you got Kemp, you got Bellinger. You've walked yourself right into this barrel. She really wants to talk to Stephen Brault.
Out a pitch to Kemp.
Carefully.
Well, we talked about the bounces going the Pirates' way. The first one came here in the first inning with Matt Kemp. This ball goes out of play. So Max Muncy, who would have scored, had to go back to third. Josh Harrison then, the bases clearing double. It's fair and stays in play. And David Freese in the bottom of the 4th inning doubles and stays in play.
And that ball that Kemp hit just barely got into the stand. It hit the top of the padded area and then kept skipping out of play.
First pitch strike.
Again, you're at a crossroads in this ball game right now. Yeah, doesn't feel like it when you're up 4 runs, but you are. This is important right here.
Kemp is hitting lefties at a .368 clip. Came in batting .344. He has the highest road batting average in the National League. Came in hitting .425 with men in scoring position. That's second only to Freddie Freeman of the Braves. Third in slugging.
You know, his next bounce was critical too because it bounced against the padding wall in center field.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, didn't get out.
Yeah, good bounce for the Pirates.
Well, now 1-2 on Kemp. And he launches this one towards center field, and Marte is back, and it is gone. It's unbelievable what Kemp is doing right now. A 3-run homer, and it's 8-7.
This is hard to believe.
Nobody is hitting like Kemp in Major League Baseball right now.
Nothing cheap either. Left center field. Oh, that is a pitch that a lot of people are going to hit a long way. That was right in the wheelhouse, and there have been misses on that location tonight, but that was not a miss.
Matt Kemp, home run number 10. He's 3 for 3. He's driven in 5.
Another free pass that hurts.
Stephen Brault reacts, cannot believe it. Yeah, the free passes, absolutely cannot. In fact, Kemp's he's swinging right now. It's to the point where you have to work around him. Kemp having his best year going back to his 2011 campaign. Hit 39 homers, drove in 126 runs. Bellinger hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd off started Trevor Williams.
Trying to count the walks. I think 6 free passes have come around to score.
Oh, brother. Second walk of the inning. Back to the studio for another game break. And Dan, the Cubs 2 back of the Brewers as play began today. The Brewers, however, were beaten in Cleveland. Interleague contest 3-1. The Cardinals 3.5 back of Milwaukee. Pirates 6.5 back, and another trip to the mound as the bullpen starts to crank it up. Stephen Brault 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Richard Rodriguez loosens.
This is something. This is just in the top of the 5th inning. 15 runs up on the board.
2 more homers for the Cubs. They hit 3 last night. They've homered 3 times in each of the previous 4 games. John Jay has been acquired by the Diamondbacks for Gabe Spire and another minor leaguer. Big news as John Jay's having a pretty solid season for Kansas City. A strike on Puig. We'll see John Jay, the Pirate killer, next week when the Pirates hit the road. They're going to be in Chicago against the Cubs this weekend at Wrigley, and then on to Phoenix to take on the Diamondbacks next week. 8-7. Pirates lead it. As Steve said, we're only in the 5th.
Gotten to the point where that bullpen phone is going to ring, and either bullpen, they're going to start running away from it.
Shot off the glove and to Harrison. What a double play that is. Woo, that is something special. Inning-ending double play. Great turn as Brault gets the glove on it. Then it's Harrison, Sean Rod, and Freese. here as Matt Kemp hit the home run. Yasiel Puig hit this ball back toward Brolt.
There's the contact. Yep. And here's where it gets good. The feed, the turn.
Nice and smooth. Allegheny Health Network Supermo look. Super double play. Now Brock Stewart faces Josh Harrison, who's been on base 3 times.
4th at bat in the 5th inning.
Yeah, hitters love a night like tonight.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes Chase, as Jay had that one-handed single to right field in the 3rd inning off of Daniel Hudson, pitch that was well out of the zone.
Sounded like hit it with an aluminum bat. Yeah. Like that.
Sounds exactly the same. This results in an out.
Well, here's a little feature that we're looking at the scoreboard. 15 runs, 13 hits. More runs than hits. The free passes, the free passes, the free passes.
Austin Meadows drew a free pass in his 2nd time up against Caleb Ferguson. Meadows in the 1st inning hit a ball, looked like it was heading into right field. Scott Alexander, the lefty, starts to loosen for the Dodgers. Logan Forsythe made a diving stop, didn't field it cleanly. And Josh Harrison was at first and unwisely tried to go to 3rd and was thrown out at 3rd base for the first out of the inning. Meadows eventually raced on a ground ball by Marte, and then Francisco Cervelli struck out. 2nd inning, 9 men to the plate, including Meadows, who walked. Pirates scored 4. Bases loaded double by Harrison. The RBI single by Marte. And a ground ball to Muncy for the 2nd out. So the first 2 men are retired for the first time tonight by a Dodgers pitcher. Brock Stewart.
Just his 7th game. He's given up 3 home runs. All bets are off in this thing. 8-7, who knows? Uneasy game for the managers, really. A tough game to manage.
Sit back and relax if you're a manager.
Yeah, the happiest guys in the ballpark are Turner Ward and Jeff Branson.
Yep. The hitting coaches, the respective teams. There's Turner Ward.
Way back in the day, running through the right field wall at Three Rivers Stadium, coming back out on the field. One of the great images of that old ballpark. He's a good guy. Turner Ward's a good man.
He was a treat to watch play for the Pirates. Played hard, but had fun playing the game of baseball. Now 2-2 on Marte.
Yeah, back when we were allowed to ride the bus, wasn't he a treat to be around? He had more fun on the bus rides.
The pre-Ed Sprague days, you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The Hall of Famer, Ed Sprague.
Yeah.
Old Eddie took us all off the bus. Yeah. One of our favorites. Good guy.
Yeah,
Good guy,
yeah,
Ed.
he is. Yeah. Missed his company after he kicked us off.
Oh, look at this. I thought that might have been a breaking ball. It's a fastball, hits him. Yeah. Missed his company after he kicked us off the bus. So Marte hit by the pitch. He reaches the 2nd time.
So that's the 3rd Pirate to be hit. First 2 by the rookie.
Well, Marte is going to be in a running mood now, if he wasn't already.
You know, some people get thrown under the bus. We get thrown off the bus.
But it was fun to be on those buses with those guys.
It was. The guys like Turner, the guys had a good sense of humor. It wasn't the same after Ed threw us off. The relationship's cooled a little bit.
Yeah. And now still stretching that back. You know, the way they've got this outfield carousel going now, Steve, with one guy taking off or getting a day or night off every night. You see something like that, you wonder about Marte tomorrow afternoon as this pitch has popped up. Cervelli is retired. 5 innings down. 8-7 Pittsburgh.
Well, if you didn't catch Pirates pregame, Jung-Ho Kang sat down with our Rob King in an exclusive interview here on AT&T Sportsnet. And one of the questions that Rob asked Jung-Ho was, what is it that you have to say to the fans of the Pirates?
나는 아직도 그 휠체어 타고 나왔을 때
I'll never be able to forget that moment when I was wheeled onto the field and everyone standing in ovation for me. That was an unreal feeling and experience, and that is also why I feel even more apologetic and sorry to the fans that have always had faith in me. It's only going to fuel my desire to fight back and get on the field and make the fans happy again.
And he said he is prepared for whatever reception he may get when he makes his return here to PNC Park. He also added during the interview that he has not had a drink since his 3rd DUI arrest. And if you did not see the interview in Pirates pregame, make sure you stay tuned to Pirates postgame. You can watch the interview in its entirety. Rob King sits down with Jung-Ho Kang from Bradenton, Florida. Greg and Steve.
And we'll look forward to watching that tonight, Robbie, after this one, and who knows how or when this one ends. Stay tuned as Stephen Brault works his 3rd inning. Bottom 3rd of the order. And a 2-1 count on Forsythe. Brault had the 1-2-3 4th inning, got Forsythe the fly to right to begin that frame. And this time it is the 3rd baseman Moran cutting off Rodriguez. Brings up Austin Barnes, who has bounced out and struck out looking. And just want to finish up that story in case you're just on the edge of your seat wondering about the 3 straight. Hate to leave that, you know, the unfinished business, but the Pirates were last shut out 3 straight games in August of 1968 in San Francisco. 7-0 Ray Sadecki, complete game 9 hitter, struck out 12, beat Bob Veal. August the 4th, they lost 2-0. Bobby Bolin, complete game shutout, 10 strikeouts, beat Jim Bunning. Then it was on to Los Angeles from San Francisco, and the Pirates lost 1-0 in 10 against the Dodgers. Jack Billingham and Jim Brewer combined on the shutout. Steve Blass started and pitched a complete game, gave up the base hit to Zoyo Versailles, who singled home Bob Bailey with the only run of the ball game. Anything you remember at all about that? 1-0 final.
Well,
9 2/3 innings.
9 2/3 shutout innings,
Yeah.
and they got the run. And
Wasn't
they won
that
the ball
year?
game.
Wasn't that the year you had a bunch of shutouts? That
I had 7
1960?
shutouts, and that was one of the 2 1-0 losses.
Wow.
And then there was the Elroy game where I
that's right.
pitched the whole game. So
Well,
I could have had a couple more shutouts.
Well, the Elroy game, for those who don't know, you started.
Yeah, I
then
went to
went out
left
to
field.
left field. Elroy came in just to face one batter.
Needed an appearance to set a record, and I came back in, and the Braves didn't score.
Sheesh.
It was one of those great runs. It was a lot of fun. It was a game where you went out there and expected to win, not wondering if you were going to.
Richard Rodriguez is coming on after the pinch hitter is announced. So after the hit by Barnes, Clint Hurdle will remove Stephen Brault. Breivik Valera announced as the pinch hitter. And the new pitcher is Richard Rodriguez. Boy, the baseball world had really sad news moments ago. Red Schoendienst, a Hall of Famer, passes away at the age of 95. And one of the great members of the St. Louis Cardinals organization, player, coach, manager, longtime assistant in the front office, and a good guy.
You talk about a life well lived.
Yeah.
Red Schoendienst.
A good class act. Red Schoendienst passes away tonight at the age of 95. Now Valera, the switch hitter, was going to go up and bat right-handed against Brault. Now he's hitting left-handed against Richard Rodriguez. Falls behind 2-0. David Freese, probably not aware yet of that news, but just about anybody that passed through the Cardinals organization was touched by Red Schoendienst, especially a guy like Freese, who raised in St. Louis.
You know, Greg, I think I've got the memory right of growing up and following baseball and reading or knowing about Red Schoendienst beating TB.
I did not know that.
I think early in his career, at some point along the way. Tuberculosis.
Yeah.
He's just a a nice man. What a great run with an organization.
And a strike, 3-2.
He was managing the Cardinals when we were playing one of those years in the early 70s.
As a player, began for Shane Deist when he joined the team in 1945 to fill in for Stan Musial, who was off serving in the Army. And when Musial returned, Shane Deist then went to third base and then shortstop. Runner was off on the pitch, still 3-2.
Thank you for that foul ball. He got a heck of a break.
The Stan Musial account, managed by the Musial family, tweeting out tonight. Mission number 2. Stan is waiting to see his best friend and roomie. Ironically, Red passed on June 6th. Never coincidence. Those two lost another great, amazing life. 3-2 count. And it is still 3-2. Another ball hit out of play. Count stays 3-2, and here's a battle between the pinch hitter Breivik Valera and the rookie righty Richard Rodriguez in an 8-7 ball game. Alexander will be coming on to pitch in the bottom of this 6th inning. Those high fastballs,
upstairs. Yeah, everything upstairs.
Rodriguez has gotten beat on breaking balls, so he's sticking with that fastball that has been tough to pick up by opponents. Slaps it to left. And Dickerson there. Can he get a throw off to first base? And Freese with a great play. What a double play that is. Dickerson unloading that throw in a hurry, and then Freese diving to the bag to double up Barnes. The bottom of the 6th inning here at PNC Park. Corey Dickerson, tremendous running catch first of all, and then unloads that throw to first base, and here's another look.
Great work. Looked like it might fall in, but Dickerson closed quickly, threw it on the run. And then David Freese with a dive to the bag. It's the David Freese freeze out. And there's the trap. Took a minute to tag coming back, and that probably cost him. But a great work defensively for the Pirates on a night where there's been a whole lot of hitting and not a lot of defense.
Allegheny Health Network Supermo look at the double play. Richard Rodriguez reacts, a 9-pitch at bat. Sticking with that fastball and a double play.
What a big play in a 1-run wild ball game. By the way, Red Chainings did have tuberculosis in 1958 and had been playing with it for several years. Thanks for that research, Steelman.
Alexander facing Dickerson, Freese, Moran. This bottom of the 6th. Tap towards short. Nice backhand play. Out. Let's take a look. That's a heck of a call by Roberto Ortiz, if he is indeed out. From our vantage point, it looked as though he beat that throw, and I think Dickerson is convinced he's safe. Yeah, this shouldn't take long.
There's the backhand play, throwing on the move. Really nice work.
We get a pretty good look up here, and you can see he just does beat it.
You're going to look at it. Why rush? You know, it's only the 6th inning. Let's take a look.
Close.
Very close. Very, very close.
All angles.
It's very close.
I'm not so sure it's overwhelming evidence. Dickerson believed right away. Of course, you hear the ball hit the glove. You're hitting the bag. I wondered at some point whether baseball would start using audio to help replays, especially on the hit by pitches where you can't see much, even when you slow it down in super slow-mo. The man who made the calls, Roberto Ortiz. The crew chief is Jim Reynolds. They're on the headsets. So is it in the glove when he hits the bag now? He is safe.
All right.
And the call is overturned and a leadoff hit, and that means Dickerson is on base for a 4th straight time in this ball game. He's 3 for 3 and has been hit by a pitch.
Take that batting average up over the 320 mark. Get some more. Greed is good in this baseball game.
Freese gave the Pirates an 8-4 lead with his 2-run double in the 4th.
4th pitcher of the evening for the Dodgers, Scott Alexander. They've got 8 relievers.
Two and one. Alexander pitched a scoreless 6th inning in last night's game. Recalled May the 9th, and he's given up just a couple of runs in 12 innings of work. But now he falls behind 3-1. Dodgers pitchers have walked 5. Pirates pitchers have walked 4. And what, 7 of the 9 have scored. Another walk. MLB at Bat, your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Pirates home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV game of the day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
Yep, so
Deserves a
far
hand.
so good. Hang in there.
Here's Colin Moran. And a nice backhand play there made by Taylor. Has to wait for Forsythe to get over and get the force. Runners at the corners. Shifting on Moran.
Yep, never a chance for the double play.
That's a long wait.
Yep.
Look at that.
Long underhand toss to get there. There's a situation where sometimes you'll see somebody really get taken out at second base when they have to wait for the underhand toss.
Well, here comes Dave Roberts with the right-hander Sean Rodriguez coming up. Right-hander up in the bullpen. We're going to the pen. New pitcher will be coming on. Jimmy Garcia will face Sean Rodriguez with runners at the corners and 1 out, and the Pirates up by 1.
Baseball, a pair of Pirates broadcasters reflect on 25 years together in a booth, sharing a thrill ride of calling games. Plus, the Pirates inducted a legend into their Media Wall of Fame. Those stories and our top plays will debut this Saturday after Pirates postgame. And Steve, how about those two guys sharing a thrill ride for a quarter of a century? Should be fantastic viewing on Inside Pirates Baseball. Well, look at that guy on the right, wearing the old school yellow jacket. Told me before the game it was too cold, and that's a jacket he was going to wear because he left his main coat at home.
There are like 5 jackets he could wear in the back on the hook back there.
Conservative, professional jacket.
Professional jackets. Yeah. He did not have to wear that one.
Yeah. He's got 2 blazers, blue blazers back there.
He's making a mockery of the game, frankly.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the way, if you care, prepare. That's Steve's motto.
That's right. Bring a sweater. Yeah, this is a tight ball game. We don't need yellow jackets.
Me Garcia and boy, the first baseman Muncy charging in from first, thinking the Pirates might push a bunt up there. Rodriguez, well, maybe
squeeze play. Never really.
Yeah.
Sean is struggling to that degree.
This is the old Chuck Tanner bunt play that he loved, Steve, where he'd have the guy bunt toward third, and there's not much the third baseman can do.
That's right.
Because the base runner has to follow him down the line.
It's coming right with him.
As soon as he throws it to first, you score.
Oh, yep. Speaking of Chuck, we send out our get well wishes to Mark Tanner, his son, up in Newcastle. And Mark, we're thinking about you.
Absolutely. One ball, 2 strikes. Sean Rodriguez was walked intentionally his last time up. Struck out in the 3rd. Walked in the 2nd. Gregory Polanco out on deck. Yimi Garcia, part of this strong bullpen. He struck out 8 batters. Walked just 1 over the last 10 innings of relief. Bouncing ball left side, and Sean Rodriguez. How do you spell relief?
Oh, how good does he feel right now? Not completely well, but for a moment, yep, that's what I'm capable of doing.
9-7.
That's a feel-good base hit. Everybody in that dugout is celebrating that base hit.
Brings home Corey Dickerson. Another look at the base hit on the Allegheny Health Network Supermo by Sean Rodriguez. And there it is.
It's the old saying, if you work hard and you're good enough, you'll come out of it. That's step number 1.
Oh, 1 count. Corey Dickerson checking out the scouting report. Sean Rodriguez. The base hit to give the Pirates a 9-7 lead. And Polanco, is he off the plate just a bit? Maybe. We were showing that earlier. Jeff Branson and Clint Hurdle. He's in the hole 0-2.
David Giles, Jeff Branson. Yeah, you can see he's off the plate.
Yeah.
He's back further than he was.
Yeah.
Boy, tough take right there with a 0-2 count.
Look, Steve, last night on the left in the black uniform, and
yeah, you can see.
Yeah. One ball, 2 strikes. Rips it to right field and fair. This will score another. Polanco into second base. Ball bobbled. Another run scores. Polanco to third. He is out there, but the Pirates get 2 more. Polanco rips it to right, scoring Moran and Rodriguez. A pinch hit double to drive in 2 more.
Boy, a couple of guys that have been struggling mightily. Sean Rodriguez, Polanco.
Pitch inside, Steve.
Yep. Take a look at the location. And he's far enough away so he doesn't get tied up. Really nice stuff to look at after we saw the adjustments they were working on this afternoon. And not always does it pay off that quickly, but it does here. And he just tattoos that ball down to the 320 sign. More separate once again for the 3rd time. We're up 4 runs. Stay tuned.
Pinch hit 2-run double for Gregory Polanco. Josh Bell and Adam Frazier there alongside. Jay Hay fouls a pitch back. Edgar Santana loosens. So Puig to Muncy to Turner to retire Polanco, but did the damage. We showed earlier some work that Jeff Branson and Clint Hurdle working with Polanco, and you'll watch Clint Hurdle backing him up that much.
And they're using the bats to show coverage too, how much they can get, how much of the outside part of the plate.
And that pitch in on Polanco, and he ripped it to right. .94 miles an hour was that fastball. Drilled to right for the double. And this is a guy, even though he's right-handed, who has done good work against lefties. .204 batting average his career against lefties, and he walks Harrison. Each pitcher of the 5 has walked at least one for the Dodgers.
Look, these guys, that's the 5th at bat in 6 innings for Josh Harrison. This is a barn burner.
And Austin Meadows now.
11 runs on 10 hits.
Seven walks drawn by Pirates against these pitchers.
I'll tell you, Greg, every time they have hit us with an uppercut, we've hit them back with a haymaker.
Yep.
It's something. I mean, this is a heavyweight bout. Haymakers thrown all over the place.
Players being used up and down the roster, pitchers. Polanco, the pinch hitter. Driving in Corey Dickerson, who has scored 4 runs tonight, by the way. There's a high throw. Dickerson, career high for him, 4 runs scored. And concerned about Jay Hay.
Way to go, Sean.
Yep. Got it done. Two balls, 1 strike. Austin Meadows at the plate. He's getting a crash course in Major League pitching, Austin Meadows.
Getting pretty good grades along with it.
He's facing 4th different pitcher. He saw Caleb Ferguson, the starter. In fact, he was the last man to face him. Walked in the 2nd after picking up that hit in the 1st. Popped up against Daniel Hudson. Grounded out against Brock Stewart. Now faces Emi Garcia. And still 2-2 on this former first-round pick of the Pirates. That draft wrapping up. The 3-day draft wrapped up today.
Talking to Rick Monday in the hall. Greg, the first man ever drafted. Back in 1965, I think.
Yep. 1965, that first draft. And Rick Monday, first one chosen. And Monday, longtime Dodger broadcaster. There he is alongside Charlie Steiner. Steiner on your left. You never know about all the players that are drafted over this 3-day stretch. As Meadows pops this one up.
There's a high percentage of them that will never see the big leagues.
Yep. Shortstop Taylor puts it away. Buccos lead at 11-7.
Barrel Automotive. Our service centers are now open evenings and weekends. Visit barrelservice.com for more. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
11-7, 7th inning. Game 2 of this 3-game series.
They call LA the city of lights. They got nothing on that view you just saw.
Yeah. Polanco stays in the game to play right field. It's double switch, so Edgar Santana will bat in Meadows' spot. Pitcher number 4 for the Pirates. Trevor Williams, Stephen Brault, Richard Rodriguez. Now the rookie Edgar Santana.
There'll be more. This is the kind of night where you need that deep bullpen. Just back and forth and back and forth. When one team usually separates, that will save one of the bullpens. But it's been a battle of the bats.
Tonight's starter, Major League debut, Caleb Ferguson. Rough night. And at some point we are going to see, and Neil Huntington talked about this on his radio show on Sunday, that Glenn Hurdle is going to have essentially a more flexible bullpen, in that in the past it was a 7th inning guy, 8th inning guy, 9th inning guy, but you'll see pitchers go more than just the 1 inning, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see, if Santana pitches well here, see him be stretched out beyond just this 7th inning. I figure that's why they've double switched, but he's got to get outs. And now falls behind Taylor, 3-2.
This is the type of game where it's not going to be easy, no matter who winds up winning this baseball game. These last 3 innings are going to be a lot of work.
Lost the ball and the glove.
Almost. Francisco's trying to tell him that he dropped the glove, but the ball stayed in it long enough. Thought we had it right there. Awkward receiving of the ball right there. Very awkward, and paid a little painful price for it. Twisted the glove the wrong way.
Bouncing ball. There's Moran. One out. Taylor 0 for 4. Edgar Santana, first full season in the majors. Muncy, a couple of hits, a walk. That's an important first strike of Muncy. Lefties hitting just a 174 against Santana. Check out the shift. That's big time. Moran well over towards second. Muncy's been a tough out. Breaking pitch missed. It's been a shot in the arm for these Dodgers, this 27-year-old from Midland, Texas. 7 home runs, 18 RBIs in his last 22 ball games. 9 home runs for Max Muncy, 5th-round pick of the A's 6 years ago out of Baylor.
They had to name him Max or Matt or something, didn't it? It has to work that way.
Perfect. Did he go? Didn't appeal it. 2-2. This is this spot of the order has been all kinds of trouble for the Pirates. The 2, 3, 4 men, especially when you're looking down at Kemp in the hole. Turner on deck. And now he's gone 3-2 on Muncy. And no matter how he's been hitting, you don't want to give him or Turner free passes in front of Kemp. Kemp is absolutely on fire. And a fly ball to right. Polanco. 2 outs. Just a light breeze that probably helped that. If not stay off the wall. Catch the Buccos and the Reds on a Free Shirt Friday, June 15th. First 20,000 fans get a free Pirates t-shirt thanks to Sheets. It's also a $1 dog night presented by Sugardale. Get your tickets at pirates.com/Free Shirt Friday, June 15th.
It's that old song, and you know it don't come easy.
George Harrison.
Yep.
Strike 1 on Turner. He's been on base twice. Walking in the 3rd in front of Kemp, and then Kemp, the 2-run double off the wall in center, walked in the 5th. And then the 3-run homer by Kemp in the 5th off of Brault.
Pirates have had a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings, but I just don't even know where they are. My scorecard is bleeding red from all the offense. They were in the 2nd and 4th.
And Trevor Williams started for the Pirates, went only 3 innings. Had a 1-2-3 second, as Steve said, but 4 spot in the 3rd inning. The Kemp double and Cody Bellinger homered. And then Brault had a 1-2-3 4th. But the 3-run homer by Kemp the next inning. Brault got 1 out last inning, gave up the hit to Barnes, and then Richard Rodriguez came in, got the fly ball by the pinch hitter Valera. It was turned into a double play.
Long toss. Oh, and
making its way back.
Making the pivot.
Yeah.
This is some double play, triple play maybe. Getting that ball to the right person.
Giving proper credit to the third base coach, Chris Woodward.
Close. Really, like you said, you want Matt Kemp to lead off next inning.
Looks like he will. On the pop up to shallow center, long run, but Marte gets there comfortably. Edgar Santana, 1-2-3-7, 11-7 Pittsburgh. Starling Marte delivered with an RBI single. 3rd inning now. Launching this ball out of here. Cody Bellinger, a 2-run shot after a 2-run double by Matt Kemp. 4th inning, David Freese comes to the plate, and Freese delivers a 2-run double that scores Cervelli and Dickerson. Matt Kemp, who's been on fire, we mentioned, came to the plate with 2 on and 1 out in the 5th, and he launched his 10th home run of the year to get the Dodgers to within a run. Pirates got some more runs in the 6th inning on the base hit by Sean Rodriguez, his first RBI since May the 19th, and Gregory Polanco delivered a 2-run pinch hit double to give the Pirates their current 11-7 lead on the UPMC scoreboard. So the Pirates had that 4-0 advantage. The Dodgers tied it with 4 in the top of the 3rd. 6-4 Pirates in the bottom of the 3rd. They added that 2 spot in the 4th. And then the 3-run shot by Kemp, and the Pirates get those 3 back in the bottom of the 6th on the Polanco double, which followed the Rodriguez RBI single. So the 4-run lead, and Starling Marte faces another pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Eric Goodell joined them middle of May, during his 14th game. They're running some bodies out there. We're still in the 7th inning.
Marte takes the strike.
Is that the correct pronunciation, Goodell?
Like the commish?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ball a strike.
I thought that was Peter Gammons, commish.
Yes. Oh, Crick is loosening the bullpen. Santana has pitched beyond 1 inning this season, but with Crick up, it makes you wonder whether the Pirates aren't going to use him in the 8th.
Santana had the 1-2-3 inning.
Two and 2. Don't know. We thought that maybe that double switch might have indicated Santana going beyond just 1 inning. 3-2.
It'd be interesting to total up the number of total pitches that will have been thrown tonight at the end.
Oh, substantial.
And they're coming right back tomorrow at noon.
And another walk. Into our Allegheny Health Network injury update, and talked about this last night. It's worth repeating the fact that the Dodgers have so many on the DL. Their pitchers, mainly Clayton Kershaw, would have started this ball game had it not been that lower back issue that landed him on the DL again. Rich Hill, more blister issues. Kenta Maeda, the strained hip. Tom Kohler, Hyunjin Ryu, Julio Rios, all on the 60-day DL with longer-term injuries. 80% of the opening day rotation for the Dodgers on the DL with Kershaw, Hill, Maeda, and Ryu out. Francisco Cervelli walked and scored in the 4th. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Corey Dickerson is on deck. He has scored 4. The Pirates 11 runs. Officially 3 for 3 and hit by a pitch after going 2 for 4 last night. Marte gonna run 2-1.
Yep.
Yep. And it's fouled off.
Good jump. But he'll return.
Will he run 2-2 if he ran 2-1?
No.
All right.
Be interesting to see what the starting lineups are going to be tomorrow after this fracas.
Yes. There he goes, swing and a miss. Throw down, stolen base.
No contest.
A dozen now on the year after the strikeout of Cervelli.
Told you he'd go.
Yep, you're on it.
Not the easiest pick for a catcher, and then come up and make a good set of mechanics to make a good throw. Down in the dirt, backhand catch, and you got to straighten up, transfer, hope for the best. Not close at second this time.
Corey Dickerson, 3 straight singles. His hits total now up to 70 for the season. Nick Markakis of the Braves came into tonight's action leading the league with 81 hits.
He's bumped his average up 10 points to 326. That's a good night. Still working.
And a pickoff try.
think he'll try to steal third?
No.
All right.
They thought he might. They want to keep him close. And now Dickerson in the hole 0-2.
Going to the prevent defense mode with 2 strikes. Choking up. Yep. There you have it.
Just slaps it foul. Trying to give the Bucks a dozen runs. A base hit through the infield should do that with the speed of Marte, and they're still concerned about him. They want to try to keep him as close as they can to the bag, but you wonder about that. His speed. I don't care how strong an arm Puig has, it's hard to imagine anybody can throw out Marte on a hit through the infield. And toward left. And sent a long way, but Kemp able to get there. 2 outs in the 7th. And David Freese. Checking on Kyle Crick. And now Michael Felice joins Crick. Maybe some room there at first. Just enough for Muncy. The crowd was made aware of Red Schoendienst's passing, and the reaction, the standing ovation for the Hall of Famer who played 15 of his 19 big league seasons with the Cardinals, later managed the team from 1965 through 1976. Passed away tonight at the age of 95. One of the great Cardinals of all time. And Bill DeWitt called him a beloved member of the Cardinals organization for over 6 decades. Influence on the organization cannot be overstated. Great player, great manager, and a wonderful mentor to countless players, coaches, and members of the front office. And also a fan favorite who connected with millions of Cardinals fans across multiple generations. He will be sorely missed, in the words of Cardinals owner Bill DeWitt. 11-7 here in the 8th inning. And it is Kyle Crick.
Santana goes 1 scoreless, 3 up, 3 down. Pirates still up by 4.
And we talked early in the telecast, you might not have been with us, but since we didn't have Steve with us last night, he was on the radio side, and he and Joe discussed the passing of a beloved Pirate. We talked about it briefly early on in the ball game, and Steve and Bruce were awfully close. Steve had been in touch with Buster even after the diagnosis in spring training, and talking to his wife and family. And Steve got the call early Saturday morning that Bruce had passed away. And you know, Steve, in the long history of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bruce is an interesting, I want to say, character, because he, you know, you wouldn't call him a great Pirate, but he was so gritty, and the word competitor keeps coming up.
He was very good. You know, greatness is such a tough definition. He was just rock solid and very, very good.
I don't think Bruce would like us calling him great. But he liked the gritty term, I'm sure.
And dependable.
And dependable, and loyal.
Yep. And go out there when his arm was, well, not 100% for a lot of the time he was here, at the end of his time here, and throughout the rest of his career pitching with a tough arm, bad arm.
And you know, in this day and age, what happened to Bruce, I don't think would have happened, because he was asked to do multiple relief, long relief, spot start, time and time again, and never complained.
No,
just took the ball.
Took the ball, because it was what you do for your baseball team, and as simple as that for Bruce. He was a Pirate. He's always said, "I'm a Bucko. Always will be a Bucko." Yeah. And when he came, he was so skinny. I mean, he was
real
just
thin.
A beanpole. I mean, if he drank like a cherry soda, it looked like a thermometer.
But he never backed down.
Never backed down, and he demanded his pitching room from the minute he got here, at whatever age he was, in 1971 as a rookie. And, he was just remarkably consistent. Just to think the world of him, and you know, he could be intimidating too, socially. You know, he was stern. He didn't suffer fools, and he had that edge. But then if you saw him with his first granddaughter, he's a mush, just a pile of mush, and just great to see. And you know that's in there, and it was just great when you had a chance to see it. And,
here's a tweet. He had, of course, a lot of former teammates, including the 1979 family. Team Bert Blyleven tweeted this out. Sad to hear about the passing of my former Pirates teammate and friend Bruce Kieson. No, he battled cancer to the end. Our condolences to his family. R.I.P. Buster. We are family forever. Hashtag we are family forever.
They're going to have a memorial June 16th. There's a bullet's popped up out of the plate, and I'm honored to be asked to say a few words going down at a church in Bradenton.
Jim Cott, saddened to read about the death of Bruce Kieson, tough as nails. Brush your batter back at any time, anywhere. Always expected some chin music when the Phillies met the Pirates. Credit to the game.
That says a lot. He's a credit to the game. He had great respect for the game of baseball and the way it should be played.
A wild pitch after a walk to Kemp. Not a very steady start to this 8th inning for the new pitcher, Kyle Crick.
Just every joke he told, he loved to tell jokes, he would stand up and act them out. It was a performance when he told you a story. It was always a great to.
Yeah, get ready when Bruce came into a booth, or maybe run into him spring training outside Lecom Park, wherever it might be. And he He would love to tell the stories. And then we talk about not backing down at the fight in 1977 against Mike Schmidt.
Yep, he hit Schmidt, and Schmidt said, next time I'm coming out there, and Bruce said, why wait?
Yep. Well, back-to-back walks brings up Puig. Hopefully Crick gets out of this. An unsteady start here in the 8th. Steve, the other thing about Bruce, when he was scouting the Orioles, you talked about this all the time, how meticulous he was.
Up at 4 o'clock in the morning, making sure his reports were right. Just absolutely dependable in that part of his career too. And just this, the sadness, of course, is there. And just months after we retired, getting ready for retirement and retiring and
retired as a longtime scout for the Orioles.
Yep.
Well, it's ball 1 on Puig. And this gets away. Another wild pitch.
It's not easy. It's just not easy.
And here comes Ray Searage.
Just hooked that, just held on to it much too long. Just to spend a moment again with Bruce too. The other thing that I loved, everything was conspiratorial. Now, if they can show, if we can get a shot of Greg and I, because Bruce would get down and he'd
look around, see if anybody was around before he told you a story.
And then said, I heard
whispered,
this unheard rumor that somebody said the sky is blue. What do you think? Everything was conspiratorial.
He'd walk into the room, he'd close the door, he'd look around, and then he'd want to tell you a story, even if it were a joke.
Oh yeah.
He'd tell you a joke, he'd go through the pantomime, but he'd look around to see if anybody else was around. Oh man, he was great. He could impersonate. He was.
Yeah, good. Yeah, he told a good joke with impressions. Yeah, just so many good things. And then, how about he took Davey Johnson out in a roll block at second base in the World Series that he pitched in, and they didn't change the rule. They didn't. And he took him out to the point where he knocked the hat off Davey Johnson, and Bruce put the Baltimore cap on
his
head.
Yeah.
You know, started walking to the dugout. That performance was something else that got us even in the series. And now we're going to have some action.
A pitch away from walking the bases loaded. You see,
did you ever feel so uneasy about a 4-run lead?
Nope. A little Bronx cheer here. Oh, look at him. He wants to bite the barrel off. Wanted that pitch badly. Right there. Can't believe he didn't do damage.
Wouldn't it have been nice if he bit that bat and 3 of his teeth jumped out?
3-2 on Yasiel Puig. And it's still 3-2. Puig homered last night. Nothing new. Puig does that a lot. He's been doing that last couple years.
What does that mean? Why does that happen?
And lifted toward right. Long run, Polanco. And he gets there and fires toward the plate. There's a heck of a defensive play by Gregory Polanco.
Wow. And what a huge out that represents. That is massive, that out, that effort by Polanco right there. He went a long long, long way. What a huge out. He's got his sights on it, and he didn't quit on it. That's a long trip.
That's a tremendous catch by Polanco. And then not forgetting about a runner at third base. Puig heading down the line. Yeah.
What is wrong with him? I've not seen that. I don't know. I missed that. That's a treat. That is a treat to watch that. I mean, that's good television. That's good baseball right there.
Logan Forsythe 0 for 3.
He's my new favorite player, Yasiel Puig. What is he? Is he like the taste of lacquer? I don't know what kind of finish they put on these bats.
You really like him like that?
Yeah.
That's a real treat.
He's my new favorite player. I mean, it's so great for the kids to get a chance to see that. Really, if you're watching tonight, I hope we can show it again because we'll try to work it into the pregame show so the kids tomorrow get a chance to look at that.
Well, they can see it firsthand right here at the ballpark. And now Turner with a pop-up. Harrison, 2 outs. Well, this will really frustrate the Dodgers if they don't cash in on what looked like a gift run or two.
Talk about working hard for 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
Yasmani Grandal, switch hitter, will pinch hit for Austin Barnes and no doubt stay in the game to catch.
I wonder if Puig is in the lineup, maybe he can lick the bat and then eat his glove. I just think it'd be fun to see.
That'd be a treat too, right?
Yeah.
Grandal 0 for 4 last night. A couple of strikeouts, a couple of fly balls to right. And now Crick coming back.
This is like Jekyll and Hyde now. You think Kyle Crick has ever heard of Turtle Creek?
Oh, I'm sure by now. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You know he has.
Quick pitch.
And they called it. They called the quick pitch. Wow. Don't see that too often, but they're calling the quick pitch on Kyle Crick, and that's going to bring a run home.
Rule to balk.
Runners advancing on the quick pitch, which you rarely see called. We saw it called earlier this year with Colin Moran at the plate. Put a ball on the board. I got it. So the balk moves the runners. Of course, you're able to, I guess we should ask you, Steve. You want a quick pitch, do it with nobody on base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
And this is into shallow right. Polanco not going to get there. Another run in. So Grandal, after the balk, brought in Kemp. Bellinger scores on the single, and it's back to 2 runs.
This is incredible.
My goodness. This is incredible. Jacques Peterson, the left-handed hitter, and now Clint Hurdle going to go to the home plate umpire, make another double switch. And we're going to see the Pirates closer come in to try and get 4 outs. Adam Frazier is going to go out to play left. And Felipe will be coming on. corner outfield alignment. Gregory Polanco had pinch hit in the 6th and doubled, and the Pirates double switched. And now they double switch again, and they move Adam Frazier out to left field for Corey Dickerson. And here is Felipe Vasquez.
I hope this all works out when the dust settles. The Pirates have a win, because this game is a mess.
And now Kike Hernandez to pinch hit for the pinch hitter. Jock Peterson was announced as the pinch hitter.
A family deal here, family affair. Stays away from the fastball on the first delivery. Nice little cutter, in for a strike. Got a quick looking on. Now we go to the heat and he misses.
One and two on Kike Hernandez. It's been an unsteady ride for the Pirates closer over the past few weeks.
One fastball so far out of the 4.
And as you said, Steve, you hope it works out, and really for the Pirates' sake, for Felipe's sake, because you're asking him now to get 4 outs. So again, you hope he does it, knock on wood, but if he doesn't, oh boy. Now let's just assume he will get those 4 outs.
And you would like him to get this out, obviously, but in tidy fashion.
Yeah,
so he's got something left for in the ninth.
True. Not a lot of pitches.
Yep.
So it's 2 and 2. Hernandez. It stays 2 and 2. There's 98. Checking that bat.
How about the evolution of bats over the last 15 years? Different types, different manufacturers,
different tastes.
Yeah, yeah. You want to go to the Puig varnish flavor?
Yeah. Seven pitches now.
Buy the Puig bats. Finger looking good.
8 pitches.
And we talk so often about, and it's not automatic, but the value when you get the upper hand, putting somebody away.
Yeah.
Finishing the batter off. Get rid of him.
Missed with the 9th pitch, and now it's 3 and 2.
Taylor in the on-deck circle, hoping that the Dodgers can answer once again. They've already got 2 here in the 8th.
Ten pitch at bat so far to the first batter Vasquez faces.
Pirate bullpen. Challenge tonight. They'll do it again at noon tomorrow.
Struck him out on the 11th pitch. Dodgers scored 2. Pirates lead by 2. Yeah, I'll say. Big smile there from El Cafe, the 2-run double as a pinch hitter. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. He'll be batting 3rd because he stayed in the game, part of a double switch. And good to see Felipe smiling.
New battery for the Dodgers. Cingrani coming into pitch, and Grandal stays in the ball game. '27, 22 innings, 36 strikeouts for Tony Cingrani. Opponents hitting .205. That's all right. It's a wild night.
Three 3-0 on Moran. Caleb Ferguson made his major league debut tonight. 21-year-old from just outside Columbus, Ohio. Lasted only 1 2/3. Pirates scored 4. He's still out there. Daniel Hudson went 1 1/3, gave up a couple of unearned runs. Brock Stewart, 2 innings, gave up a pair. Scott Alexander, 1/3 of an inning, gave up a couple. Yimi Garcia, 2/3 of an inning, gave up 1. Eric Goodell pitched a scoreless 7th, and now Cingrani. And it's 3-2. Ferguson walked 3. Hudson, Stewart, Alexander, Garcia, Goodell all walked 1 batter. And now another free pass. With all these walks, you should score 11 runs.
Wow.
The Pirates wrapping up this short homestand. Final tomorrow afternoon. Jameson Tyone for the Pirates against Dennis Santana, who will make his first start in the big leagues. Special treat tomorrow. The Fort, Michael McHenry going to join Joe and Steve for the broadcast. Coverage starts at noon. Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. And here comes Dave Roberts checking out the condition of Tony Cingrani.
Is this the same Tony Cingrani that started out with the Reds?
Yes, sir.
Way back
yep.
when?
Same exact one. Yep. Tony Cingrani. He is out there, and they're concerned about something. He's had some injury issues. Came off the DL mid-May.
He's going to leave.
Left shoulder inflammation. And we're going to have another pitcher. So Cingrani walks Moran. Nobody up, so it's going to take, well, as long as he needs to loosen up. It's going to be
on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
It is 11-9 Pirates. Who is going to be the last man standing in this one? The Dodgers now down to what they've got one pitcher left in their bullpen. Their closer, Kenley Jansen.
Maybe we get to live our wish of seeing Fields pitch against Meadows.
we don't, because they double switched, right?
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, Meadows is gone.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
I know your scorecard's a mess.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Fields pitched last night. We did see a Fields against Moran, Polanco, and Rodriguez, retired each.
Speaking of Moran.
Moran walked against Cingrani, and something didn't feel right. And so they didn't want to take any chances. It'll be Sean Rodriguez to face Josh Fields.
We could probably sneak Meadows back in there. Nobody knows.
Probably. Says he's ready now. Rodriguez, an RBI single in the 6th. He's been on base 3 times. Walk, intentional walk, single, struck out in the 3rd inning. Third baseman Turner into the edge of the grass, just in case Rodriguez might think about dropping a bunt down. Gracious call. That produces that smile from Rodriguez.
Do I have it right? 14 walks so far? Something like that.
And a pop-up. It's Turner. 1 out. 14 total in the game, you mean, Steve?
Yeah.
See, I've got 9 for the Dodgers. I don't count intentional walks, so I've got 9 for the Dodgers.
All bets are off.
I've got 2 for 6.
You let go of the traditions.
6 for the well, the intentional walk is just a point by. They don't even.
That's all right. It's a walk.
No,
it's a walk.
Nope.
What is it?
It's nothing. It's a nothing.
It's a nothing.
It's an absolute nothing.
You should be ashamed of yourself, professional broadcaster, saying a play is nothing.
And this ball's bounced to second. 4, 6, 3, double play.
No, it's nothing.
Looking for 3 outs. 11-9. For Pittsburgh and for Felipe Vasquez. And he faces the top of the order. Taylor, Muncy, Turner, if anybody reaches Kemp. Buckle your seatbelts.
And not Steve Kemp.
No. Ball 1. Vasquez 11 pitches to record the final out of the 8th inning. See that velocity, always important. We saw Felipe touch 100 last homestand, the first time all year. Haven't seen it since. 96, but 5 of 11 pitches that he threw against the Cubs on the 29th of May were 100 or higher. And he walks the leadoff man. Walks Taylor to start this 9th inning. Unless he gets a double play, he's going to face Kemp.
I just had to look and see if Muncy has hit into a double play. He's hit into 1.
Muncy tonight has been on base 3 times. He was 1 for 3 with a walk last night. Couple of hits, a walk tonight, couple of runs scored. Couple of strikes. Four blown saves in his last 5 save opportunities for Felipe. But he strikes out Muncy on 3 pitches after walking Taylor. You just know it's going to come down to Kemp and Vasquez, don't you?
Yep.
I mean, has to be that way.
Picks up that inside corner. Out number 1.
Here is Turner. A couple of walks, a couple of runs scored.
Sitting on that 97-mile-an-hour mark. Great patience being shown.
Two balls, 1 strike. And now it is 3-1 on Turner.
There he is, the hot bat on a cool night.
Wow. Here comes Kemp with 2 on and 1 out in a 2-run ball game. Vasquez has walked 2 of the 3 he's faced. The last player on the planet you want to see in this situation. And Cervelli looks like he is really giving it to Vasquez, who's smiling. And Kemp on base 4 times tonight. Last mound visit there in regulation.
In case you're wondering, he has hit into 3 double plays. If he hits it at somebody, chances are they're going to have plenty of time.
Pickoff try at second.
And not a bad attempt.
Another Allegheny Health Network Supermo look.
Showtime.
Gets the call in the inside corner. Kemp homered off the lefty Brolt in the 5th inning. There you see the career numbers, not a big sample size. Out in front, 0-2.
Pirate outfield playing quite deep, as you would expect. Quite deep.
Yeah,
hanging in there.
Hoping to hoist that thing here. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 on and 1 out, and a 2-run lead. Even. Kemp's average up to 3:55. And time called.
Veteran Kemp working the pitcher, stepping out.
3-2. Cody Bellinger on deck.
Now, with the count being this, do you take a chance on a breaking ball? Is it your best pitch?
No.
Your fastball's best pitch, but it's not the fastball that we have seen before.
Line to second. 2 outs. Harrison looked toward first. Freeze wasn't on the bag. Tried to get over there, but Turner got back quickly. A line drive at Harrison.
Here we go. Good pitch. Gets out in front. 0-2. No chance on that one. Not close. Not close. And the line drive to Josh. Out number 2. You know the question remaining? If the Pirates win this, who are they going to give the win to?
And ball 1.
Bellinger. So dangerous. You got to stand up for this one.
Toward the right side, Harrison to first, raise the Jolly Roger in one of the hardest working efforts this year.
Oh, wow. This was the wild, wild west. And the Pirates took that much effort to break out of this scoring funk, and they scored a bunch of runs. They scored 11, and it was barely enough. But it's over. As Ferris Bueller would say, it's over. It's a win. It's over.
Save for Vasquez, his 11th. They get it done.
Do they say who gets the win?
There you go, Sean. Well done. Nice going, baby. Good ball, baby.
We'll find out in the post-game show with Rob and Michael, or Dan and Michael, we understand.
I don't know if you can.
All right, guys, thanks for